Meditation. I feel like I hear about it a lot these days, and you probably do as well. Whether it's your hippie aunt or your productivity hacking mate, everyone seems to have something to say about meditation. I'd love to come in with a contrarian take today and be like, oh, it's all overhyped. But it's not. Well, maybe a little. It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to solve every problem in your life immediately. But what I think it can do is give you a little more space to help you fix the problems that exist in your life. And I guess that's partly what I'm trying to do here. This little project I'm working on. It starts with calming down and trying to chill out a bit. And I think meditation truly is one of the most bang for your buck techniques, methods, or practices that can help with calming down. So give me a few minutes of your time, and I hope I can make a convincing case for why you should give it a shot. So, what do you picture when I say the word meditation? If you're anything like me, you might picture a bold monk sitting cross-legged on top of a mountain somewhere, and he's maintaining the most calm, chill, peaceful of vibes. Or, in my case, lately, I tend to picture myself sitting out in the cold early in the morning, trying to get a few minutes of meditation in. Yeah, if it wasn't clear, I am a Kool-Aid drinker when it comes to meditation, but I'm not very good at it, if I'm being honest. I started meditating a long time ago, and I've been very infrequent with it. However, when I do meditate most frequently, those periods of my life, they're usually marked by a calmness, a general state of higher relaxation. Not all the time, but just a bit more chill of an attitude and experience in life. The issue is, I'm lazy. I think a lot of people are. If you're watching this and this is resonating with you, you might also be a little lazy, and that's all right. One of the things that makes meditation so good and so accessible is also maybe one of its biggest drawbacks. It's really easy to put off because it's so simple. You can do it anytime, anywhere, which means you're not that pressed to do it at times. I think the standard pattern that anyone who's dabbled in this would probably know is you tell yourself, I'm going to meditate in the morning. Then the morning comes and you're like, I'm going to do it in the afternoon. And then the afternoon comes and you're like, don't worry, I'll do it before bed. And then bedtime comes and you're wrapped up in your sheets and there is no way you're getting out to go meditate. So here we are again. It's nighttime and you tell yourself, I'll do it in the morning. Rinse and repeat. I know I'm guilty of it. Happens all the time for me. I'm pretty bad for that. But meditation, like I said, is really simple, really easy to get into. You can make it more complicated if you want to dive into it and get into some of the wilder practices that are out there. But at basics, and to get your sort of toe dipped into it, you only need 10, 15, at max 20 minutes a day. And that's it. If you can find that time, you have the possibility to meditate. And so if you're struggling to think of where to start or what to do, I'll run you through a really basic guide. So I want you to find a place to sit, whether it's a chair or on the floor, and I want you to connect with the feeling in your butt, whether it's on the floor or in the chair, or if that feels a little too strange, focus on your feet. Work them into the ground and try and feel that weight, that pressure on your butt or on your feet. Now, posture is relatively important for this as well. So the chair I'm currently in isn't great, but if you sit up, get a nice straight spine, I want you to unroll those shoulders a bit and do your best to release any strain or tension that your body's carrying. Can be easier said than done, but bring a bit of awareness to it. Have you got that? So now, just sit. And what you might notice is that your mind begins to race. If you're anything like me, a million miles an hour. And that's okay. That's normal. What I want you to do is take a deep breath in through your nose. And slowly let it go. Focus on that. Focus on the feeling of sucking that deep breath in and letting it go. Just stick with that. And what you may notice is that your mind begins to wander again. And that's okay. That's normal. All you need to do is gently refocus on that breathing. Another big deep breath in. And slowly let it go. And just do that. That's it. That's all there is to it. At basics, that's entry-level mindfulness-based sort of meditation. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the next Dalai Lama or some monk off in the mountains. You could find 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. I'm sure you could. And just do that. I know it helps me. It could help you. Now, if you're interested, there are heaps of benefits to doing this. I'm not really a stats and figures guy, but if that's your bag, they're out there. They have studies on monks. They have shorter term studies on just everyday people trying meditation. Everything that I've ever seen or heard shows that there's strong benefits. Mindfulness-based stuff is what I'd look into if you're interested in that stats and figures sort of thing. I think a lot of the research focuses on mindfulness-based practices or therapeutic approaches, if that's what you're looking for. If you're interested in the more religious side of things, meditation is the core practice of many, many faiths. And any of the Abrahamic faiths, the Christians or the Muslims scoffing right now, prayer is very, very similar to meditation. And at core principles, they kind of boil down to the same thing. So if that's your bag, you can look into that as well. If you want something a bit more out there, you could look into the Monroe Institute and I think their Gateway program. I don't know too much about this, but from what I do know, if I understand it right, the Monroe Institute seems to believe that meditation is a pathway to accessing psychic powers. That sounds pretty cool. There's also a group of people, or maybe one guy, that believe that meditation puts you on the same frequency as UFOs, UAPs, whatever we're calling them these days. So if that sounds interesting to you, 100% look into that. I mostly describe and work along mindfulness-based stuff because that's what I know and what I'm experienced in. A lot of my friends are in that as well. But my best friend's super into transcendental meditation, which is a much more niche sort of focused kind of thing. What I'm trying to get at here is there are so many techniques. There's thousands of years of practices all based around meditation. So there is going to be something out there for you. Something that's going to work for you. For me, I love breath work, I love simple things, and I love walking meditation. That's what works for me. That's what helps calm me down. Now, I'm not trying to convert you into some sort of meditation cult or anything like that. All I can say is this works for me. It really has helped me calm down, and it's really helped a lot of the people around me do the same. I don't want to force you into anything, but meditation, I do fully believe, is one of the most bang for your buck, simple ways to get a bit more calmness in your life. And with that calmness, that allows you to create a bit more space between you and the chaos of your own thoughts or your life. And I think that's really helpful. Now again, I can't force you to try what I described or look into things further. All I've done here is explain, it works for me. I know the benefits, and now you should know a few of them as well and know how simple it is. It's up to you if you want to try it, but now you know. So, what are you going to do?